Hey, what's happening everybody? This is Royce from Pedal on Metal and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Paul's Model Art / Minichamps 1/18 scale 1971 Porsche 91720, aka the Pink Pig, and this is the dirty version. This particular model from Minichamps is limited to 1128 pieces, and it is die-cast metal with plastic and rubber parts. So kind of unusual. There seems to be many models now are resin, which I'm not a huge fan of, but that's just the way the hobby is going, unfortunately, in the direction of anyway of the 1/18 scale cars. So all right, we'll go ahead here and spin this sucker around and take a look at it. And the gloves are back, by the way, because the cost of these models and the way the decals are done on them, I really don't want to get my finger oils all over them. I know you guys are going to make fun of me once again for the gloves, but that's okay. I don't care. This particular car, like I said, it was 1971. It showed up at Le Mans, and it was new. It was a cross between the 917K, which is the short body, and then the 917 LH, which was the long tail. And this was designed in France by an aerodynamic company called Sera, S-E-R-A. And when the Porsche people saw it for the first time, they said, what a fat pig. And that's kind of how the name came about. And Martini was actually a sponsor for this particular vehicle for 1971 Le Mans, and they were pissed off about the paint color and the unique graphics, which is the butcher graphics on it, and so they refused to put the Martini Rossi logo on the car, but it became a fan favorite anyway then. So we'll go ahead here and take a look at it. Like I said, being die-cast metal, it's got some weight to it. Very well done, I think, for the price. They had released this before, I believe, in the early 2000s, and when it was first released, I could have got one really cheap. I don't know why I didn't get one, because I always thought they were cool. The box, when you'd open them up, would make the sound effects that I have in the beginning of this clip, which I always thought was really unique of Minichamps, the way they did the packaging. I wasn't sure if I wanted to get the dirty version or the standard one, but I thought from the photos I saw, the dirty version actually looked pretty decent. And I'm pretty pleased with it. I think it's not over the top weathered. I was kind of worried about that. Nice thing about this being die-cast metal opposed to the resin, it does feature openings, and you get a good, there you can get a good view of all the magnesium and different metals that were used on the actual car. The detail work, I think, for the exhaust is really well done. They have it blacked out in the exits there for the exhaust. The light detail on the back is really nice. And the transmission looks good. And I believe that's the transmission cooler. Don't quote me on that right there. And then they have some rubber lines going to it. I'll go ahead here and take a look at the flat 12, which this particular one was a 4.9 liter flat 12 and made 600 horsepower. And I believe the top speed on this car was about 240 miles an hour. What I like, they have everything finished off in the correct gray on the body work. Fuel pump details look great. Oil cap and fuel cap details look really, really nice. Red reflector on that right there, you can see it in the middle of the screen. That is a separate piece of red clear plastic, and they even have the little screws painted in. Really, really nice. I don't know how this compares to the original release. The fan detail and the raw fiberglass color looks really, really good. Better than the auto art cars, I think. I have one auto art car, and I think the coloring is a little bit better. I like how they did for the plastic windows. They even have an off yellow color. Kind of gives an aged appearance. That's what you see on a lot of them now. They turned like a yellow. Okay, after fighting with this for a while, just like the real car, the door would not stay up, which the real car, they do not. They drop down and pretty much bonk you on top of the head. I made a little clear thing there to stick in there to kind of get the door to stay open so you can see the interior. We got the fuse panel there. The details, I think, for the cost of this are really well done. You have the famous round ball laminated wood shift knob, the Momo steering wheel. They even have the screws, I should say, on the steering wheel hub there painted in. The Firestone tires look really, really well done. The rims look good. The only thing I'm not sure how accurate it is, they do have drilled disc rotors, and from what I read, I'm pretty sure the actual race car did not have drilled rotors during the 1971 race. This car did not finish, by the way. It dropped out due to a crash, but I believe it was in like 5th place for half of the race, something like that. The museum car most likely now does have drilled rotors on it, and there is only one of these in existence, and it is at the Porsche Museum. Some really great details, such as the ignition control boxes, shift rod, and you have the required passenger seat, much like the spare tire that was required. This does have cloth seatbelt harnesses in it with the correct maker REPA, I guess how you say it, R-E-P-A. Or REPA, not sure. You have your electrical cutoff switch on the dash right there underneath the wiper. Looks good. The wiper detail on this, I think, it blows away the Auto Art 917 mold for their wiper arm. That one's pretty pathetic, to be honest. The details of the headlights are great. Yeah, photo etched metal screen in the front. Really, really nice. I'm not sure what that little black box is right there where you would climb in the passenger side. I do have several 917 books here. I'm going to have to look that up, but I've never seen that before. So that has me curious. I love the way they did the black gaskets around the seal of the entryways. Really nice for the price. And like I said, the auto art does not have details such as those metal pieces where the seatbelt harness is attached to the bulkhead there. I ended up making my own for the 917 I have. So it's, all in all, this is really, really great, and I do highly recommend this because they're probably going to sell out really fast. Right now, they're still reasonably priced on eBay. There's some, I got the lighting changed up a little bit here, so now we can see the spare tire a little bit better. Like I said, I'm only disappointed about that. I'm not sure. I think it should have a strap holding that down. I do have black webbing here. I might see if I can make my own for it. You have your fuel pumps and your fuel cap detail look really, really nice. The oil can is on this side. This is where you would put the oil in the car. If I get my arm out of the way, right there. Twin coils. And of course this would have had dual spark plugs as well. I like how you can see the intakes. I don't know if you'll be able to see it here, right there underneath the black cover. Some really great details. There's a distributor cap there. You can kind of see it underneath. Really, really nice. So I highly recommend this. This was a little bit longer review than what I normally do, just because of how unique this car is. So there you go. That's the 1971 Porsche 917-20 that raced in the 1971 Le Mans, and this is the Minichamps dirty version. So thanks for checking it out, and until next time, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. All right, bye now.